Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. So we were given task to create a film review critic. So my group chose Hachi, a dog's tale that is American version. This film released in 2009, directed by Les Holstrom. So let me start by introducing you the main cast of this touching story, that is first Richard Gere, second one is Sarah Romer, and next Joanne Allen and Kerry Hirayuki Tagawa. Okay, let me show you this film trailer, and then after that my group gonna tell you one by one why the reason we choose this film. So please enjoy it till the end of this video.
Everyone called Hachi a mystery dog because they never really knew where he came from. That's where their story began.
Hey, buddy, you lost?
One chance encounter.
He was at the train station.
Just thought you'd bring him home and talk me into keeping him.
Tomorrow morning, we'll find out exactly where he belongs.
Became
Dad, I love him.
a miraculous story. This story
Does he have a name yet?
Yes, he does. Temporary guest.
Go ahead. No. The ball.
He's lost it. Sorry. The dog's already been taken.
Whoa! Gotta go to work. So go ahead. Go on home. Hachi! What are you doing here? Been here all day? No. You just showed up 2 minutes ago.
It's amazing. Every day.
Hachi! Hey, Hachi! You don't have to wait anymore. He's not coming back.
based on a true story. One dog's loyalty
Hey, Hachi.
inspired a town
Is that the dog that I've been hearing so much about?
to discover friendship can last forever.
Every day, come, same time, same place. Sounds like it could make a good story.
Starring Richard Gere, Academy Award nominee Joan Allen, Eric Avari, and Jason Alexander.
When I hear about my grandfather and Hachi, I feel like I know him. They taught me the meaning of loyalty. That you should never forget anyone that you've loved.
Hachi, a dog's tale based on a true story.
And that's why Hachi will forever be my hero.
The main characters in the movie are Professor Parker, Hachi, and Cat Wilson. Professor Parker is a college professor who teaches about music. He has a close friendship with his dog Hachi that he found in the railroad station, and he raised Hachi gently until he passed away. He is also a patient and friendly person. Hachi is a faithful dog that always accompanies his master, and he still waits for his master even though his master already passed away. Cat Wilson is Professor Parker's wife, who insists the professor to not keep Hachi in the beginning. But when she sees the bond and relationship between her husband and Hachi, she let Professor to keep Hachi. Plot of the movie: commuting by train, music professor Parker Wilson find an Akita puppies who catch broke unnoticed during shipping, leaving its destination unknown, and since the station can't care for it, and the dog catcher warned even such cute one may not be adopted in the 2 week allowed, he kindly take it home. His bossy, jealous wife Kate initially make Parker swear it won't stay, but by the time it's clear nobody will claim him and an adoption candidate is found, she agreed to keep the dog, who won over their daughter Andy and her fiancé Michael at first sight. Parker's Japanese college friend Ken inspires name the pup Hachi, and he's pleasantly surprised when Parker successfully tackled the challenge to get Hachi to fetch ball, which Akitas don't usually do. Hachi makes a habit of waiting for his equally doting master at the station every evening, but after a cardiac crisis, Parker dies. Hachi refused to accept this, being moved to Michael's home as Kat moved out, waiting for a master who can never come home again, by now collectively adopted by a sympathizing town folk. This story is told in flashback as a class assignment, My Hero, by Michael's teen son Robbie, who also get an Akita puppy.
Assalamualaikum and hello. As we all know, Hachi, A Dog's Tale, is a 2009 American drama film that is an adaptation of the 1987 Japanese film Hachiko Monogatari. The original film told the true story of the Akita dog named Hachiko, who lived in Japan in the 1920s. This film is about the loyalty of a dog to his human friend. I am going to talk about the positive aspects in this film. The first one is kindness and love. Commuting by train to nearby Providence, Rhode Island, a music professor, Parker Wilson, finds an Akita puppy on his way home, whose cage broke unnoticed during shipping, so it leaves the destination of the dog unknown, and since the station cannot care for it and the dog catcher warns that even such cute ones may not be adopted in the 2 weeks allowed, so Mr. Parker kindly takes it home. The puppy remains unclaimed, and the two grow close while he takes it everywhere with him, like everywhere. There are a lot of scenes in the film where Parker and Hachi spending their time together. For example, Parker and Hachi watch the television together while eating some popcorn, and at one point, Parker fell asleep. There is also a scene where Parker taught Hachi on how to play with the tennis ball. In these scenes, we can see that the love, the affection, and the tenderness that Parker carried within him and Hachi. One day, Parker brought Hachi to the university, and he met Ken, a Japanese professor friend, who told Parker that the dog is a breed called an Akita, and that the Japanese character on his collar tag is the number 8, and this is where Hachi got his name from. The next positive aspect that we can get from this movie or the film is loyalty and devotion. As he grows up, Hachi bonds more deeply with his human friend Mr. Parker. The dog is so devoted to the professor that Hachi accompanies Parker every single day to the Bedridge station for his commute to work. At night, Hachi waits just outside the station doors for him to return for a joyous reunion and the walk home. One day, Hachi takes his usual place at the station, but Parker never comes. While teaching a music class at the university, he had a stroke and died on the spot, while still holding the tennis ball that Hachi used to play with. Although Mr. Parker's daughter, Sarah Roemer, and her family tried to take care of the dog, he keeps on escaping to return to the station to wait for Parker. The seasons pass, and still, Hachi, now a very old dog, waits. According to this true story, Hachiko returned to the Shibuya train station the next day and every day after that for the next 9 years until they died in March 1935. Hachi died at his usual place while waiting for Parker. There is a scene at the ending of the movie where Hachi opened his eyes and he saw Parker coming out of the door station. In my opinion, this is where Hachi reunited with Parker in the afterlife. So those are the two main positive aspects that we can get from this film, which is kindness and love, and then loyalty and also devotion. I really recommend this film for you guys to watch, and the musics, the film techniques are just great. It's just great and very lovely and entertaining. So don't forget to watch it.
Hachi, a dog tale directed by Lasse Hallström. I will talk about the negative aspect of the film. In this film, the main character, Professor Parker, did not depend on other people to take care of Hachi. Even though Hachi lived with Professor Parker's daughters and wife did not take care of Hachi with much love as much as Professor Parker did. Professor Parker trained the dog and played with the dog alone without inviting his friend and his family. Because of this attitude that Professor Parker had, the dog did not want to split up with Professor Parker. That is why Hachi will follow Professor Parker to the train station. Hachi did not want to stay at home because Hachi always wants to be with Professor Parker. Hachi depends on Professor 100% until Hachi did not want to stay with other people, even Professor Parker's daughters. Professor Parker's daughter took care of Hachi, but Hachi ran away from the house. Hachi preferred to walk miles away to go back to the train station. Second thing that I hate in this film is the film did not explain in detail about the death of Professor Parker. This will make the viewer wonder, why is he dead? There is no evidence of Professor Parker have a deadly disease. Even though there is no evidence of him being sick, the film should mention why is he dead. The scene just shows Professor Parker collapse while teaching at his class, and some people will just assume that he just faint. Next, I did not like the character of train station officer. When Hachi wait in front of the train station until the train station is closed, the officer did not have even a little bit of sympathy to Hachi. The officer just go back home and leave Hachi alone covered with snow. Lastly, there is one music that being used in this film, but not suitable for the scene. The title of the music is "To Train Together" by Jan Kashmarek. The music is suitable for the film but not for the scene that being played. For me, the music is supposed to be played when there is something big about to happen, and the event gives a big impact to the viewer. That's all for me. Thank you.
The film Hachi, A Dog's Tale shows a great value of loyalty and humanity towards one another and also towards animals. The film is based on a true story and originated from Japan, and this film is an American version of it. And this is the one thing that I did not like about this film. A film that is based on a true story should be based on a place where it is originally from. In this case, it is originally from Japan. Even though this is the American version of the film, it should have more diversity in terms of the cast members, such as the cast members of the main character and the family members should have been Japanese actors and actresses. There is nothing wrong with the acting of the current cast members as they portray their characters very well. However, the execution of the film is very good overall. This film teaches us how we never know how our time will end in life. We should never take advantage of the moments and time that we have with our loved ones. It also opens up our eyes on how we treat animals in our daily time, and also makes us more aware of it. Other than that, the film itself is very heartwarming and touching, and it is also suitable for all ages to watch, from young children to older adults. It does not contain any explicit scenes, and it is very safe to watch. And in other words, it is a family-friendly film. But just be aware of your emotion as it contains many heartbreaking scenes. It may make you cry as I did when I watched the film. As a conclusion, the film is good overall and would give it about an 8 out of 10. This has been a film critic of the film Hachi, A Dog's Tale, and thank you from us.